inbreeding in Islam. So let's talk about Muslim cousin marriage, because apparently some people think that keeping it in the family is a virtue. Newsflash everyone, it is not. It is a genetic dumpster fire. I mean, come on, 46% to 55% of Pakistani Muslim men in the UK are marrying their first cousins. That's not a family tree, this is a family wreath. But first, welcome to the Gay Ali Baba Show, where we fight lunacy with logic, reason and facts, and of course, humor. So let's dissect this Islamic circus. Now let's look into the science. I mean, it is brutal. Double the risk of birth defects, infant mortality rates that would make a medieval peasant blush. The IQs are dropping faster than my online views when I was talking about weed too much. It is like playing Russian roulette with your DNA, but the gun is fully loaded. And here is what makes it even funnier. Those Muslims are going to whine and say, "You are all liars. Allah knows best. Your science is a false science. It is an infidel gibberish cooked up by the Jews, the Christians, the homosexuals, and the Buddhists. You are all scheming to diminish the Muslim population. How do we know this? Because Allah said in the Quran, those who disbelieved will plot against you to restrain you or try to kill you. But Allah also schemes, for He is the best of all schemers." Those kids born with health issues, it is normal disability. It could happen to anyone. It is not because of inbreeding. You lie. It is only a test from Allah, because when Allah loves someone, He tests them. It is not because of your false science. You are all the wood fire of hell. This is exactly what they say. No exaggeration. They toss science out of the window. But then, when their kids come out looking like monkeys with serious genetic issues, they say it is a test from Allah because He loves us. It is a disability. It has nothing to do with inbreeding. It is like denying gravity because Newton was a Christian. And then they wonder why they keep on falling. Now, I'm sure that the posh Muslims who are living in rich Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, and UAE are going to argue and say,
"We have genetic tests now that we can do before we get married with our cousins, especially in the Arabian Gulf, and sometimes it is even compulsory. Yes, and now we guarantee that our kids from first marriage cousin are going to be disease-free. So stop your Islamophobia, stop your criticism."
Bravo. So you got your fancy genetic tests saying that the kids will be born without any defects. La-di-da. So what? It doesn't matter, because science has proven that this doesn't fix the disaster. Sure, the kids might dodge the bullet today, but studies like those in the American Journal of Human Genetics, they show that cousin marriages load the dice for future generations. Rare mutations, lower fertility, brain drain, and long-term risk like heart disease and mental issues along the line for many years to come. Basically, those genetic fancy tests, it is like putting a golden star on a time bomb that will set off in the future for your great-great-grandkids. It doesn't make any sense. However, some of the Muslims who are watching this video, I'm sure they still cannot comprehend the seriousness and the gravity of this disaster. So I'm going to say it in more scientific terms. Genetic risks from cousin marriages can skip generations or surface later due to recessive traits combining in the future offsprings, like your great-grandkids. There will be increased rates of conditions like heart disease, schizophrenia that can emerge over time even when the initial genetic test comes out clear. Basically, the gene pool vulnerability compounds across generations over time. Do you now understand the seriousness of this issue? But here is the other thing. Most Muslims in Islamic countries, they don't know about these tests. Or they know, but they cannot afford it. Or they know and can afford it, but they choose not to go near it, simply because Allah has given them the green light, means it is no danger, as if divine approval cancels DNA disasters. It doesn't make any sense. And by the way, we have referenced all these sources in the description of this recording, so you have no chance of disapproving us. Anyway, now I'm sure that liberal, moderate Muslims are going to cry and shout and say,
You have to understand, cousin marriage is a cultural thing. It is a heritage cultural thing. Yeah.
They are a bunch of slimy liars, and they only say this to polish Islam's image to the rest of the world. Listen, it would not have become a cultural thing if the Quran and the Prophet did not permit it in the first place. Even Muslim scholars since the 7th century, they have been encouraging it. It is right there in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 23. It green lights this cousin infestation. But here is the bottom line. The culture of Islamic countries is dictated by the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad teachings. Without it, it would not have become their tradition or heritage or part of their way of life. And the proof that I'm right about this, look at drinking alcohol. It is not part of Muslims' culture in Muslim countries, not even part of Muslims' cultures who live in Western countries. This is because the Quran prohibits it. Look, I get it. Tradition is cute, right? Your grandma's recipes, your grandpa's war stories. But when your tradition is banging your cousins and then the kids come out needing a manual to breathe, maybe it is time to rethink the Quran and realize that it's full of farts. I mean, this isn't a heritage. This is a cautionary tale with a pulse. So cut the excuses. However, now I'm sure Muslims will keep arguing and screaming, saying, You are an Islamophobic and you are a hypocrite as well. You keep obsessing over us Muslims and criticizing us for marrying our first cousins. When every religion and every culture did the same, why aren't you criticizing them? Even the kings and queens of England in the past was doing it very normal. You are an Islamophobic and a racist. Well, you have just proven that you are all morons, colossal idiots, because you've just confessed that the Quran and the Prophet's teachings are packed with blatant lies. Let me break it down and explain why that is. The Quran declares that Islam is the only true and supreme religion that is valid for every time and place. The Quran also declares that Muslims are the superior elite to all non-Muslims, and that the Prophet Muhammad was sent to this planet as a mercy for every world, and also to complete and perfect good deeds and good characters and good morals. However, since you are defending cousin marriage by comparing it to every other religion and tradition, basically you're admitting and confirming that Islam's superiority is a sham. Since Islam allows a tradition that other religions and traditions do, it means it is not better than them. Huh? Listen, what is happening to those genetically defected kids, it is not a mercy. It is a condemnation, a lifetime of misery and pain. So, if Islam was truly the true one religion for every time and place, it would have outlawed this cousin marriage in the first place. But instead, you just proven to everyone that the Quran and Muhammad are full of deceit and garbage. So thank you very much for that.
Pure ecstasy. Shit.
Now I'm going to get a little bit more controversial, but still with logic, reason, and facts. We must ban cousin marriage from our Western countries because our money is funding Islamic beliefs that we did not vote for. It is draining millions from our pockets. Why should we bankroll religion, tradition, when that money could actually be helping our people with serious illnesses that are not a result of a religion infesting our Western countries? It is a cultural import diarrhea that we cannot afford, and it is clogging our system while they cling to outdated tradition. It is time to cut the cord and keep our wallets intact. And those Muslims living in Western countries, they have no right to object to the cousin marriage ban. And here is why. Muslims are the minority in Western countries. Their existence, even if they have citizenship, even if they have been living there for more than 100 years, their existence is a privilege. It is not a right. So they have no claim to demand that we change our Western values and way of life and beliefs in order for them to fit in and feel accommodated. They need to integrate into our society, not us bending to their Islamic toilet clog. Coming to Western countries means becoming Westerner. If they cannot handle it, they can go back to the sewer Islamic countries they came from, and they can enjoy practicing this diarrhea that it's called cousin marriage. Integration means embracing Western values and way of life. It doesn't mean they have to eat bacon or drink alcohol or wear skirts above the knee, but it surely doesn't mean that they have to push and shove their traditions down our throats. That acts as a barrier to social bonds. And can we be a little bit more honest for a second? The rest of us over here are diversifying our gene pool, dating apps, swiping left on disasters, but those Muslims are like, oh, no, I'm going to stick to the girl I shared a sandbox with. I mean, listen, this is not romantic. This is a horror movie starring your own chromosomes. So, to all the Muslims who are watching this, keep at it, I guess, your tragic inbreeders. Your lineage is festering faster than your cock after fucking your goat in the ass like you always do. But here is an advice and a last tip. Next time you are at a family reunion, maybe you don't propose, huh? Think about it. Now we have reached the end of this video. Listen everybody, yes, we like views and people sharing our content and followers, yada yada yada. But what we truly care about is building a community with like-minded people. So come and join our mailing list, it is free. We will only send you an email once every 2 weeks or even once a month, only if we need to ask your opinion or suggestions about certain subjects so that we can create a content that resonates with you. And also we are on all social media platforms. We even have a channel on Telegram and WhatsApp. All the links are in the description of this recording. At last but not least, remember, I am not real. This all could be a simulation or a figment of your or someone else's imagination. All what you see or seem is nothing but a dream within a dream.